So how are we feeling? A lot happened in the last 3 days.
Yeah, I love how as soon as I thought the other day, I think it was our last episode, we were like, trade deadline soon. Nothing's happened.
Yeah.
And then like 4 days after
We
that,
need to
it
stop
just fell
talking.
apart. No, literally. I think because the last time we also said something like that, something happened. And we were like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Um, I'm not
Um,
vibing. I like I feel like we've talked about this before. I'm like, oh, so I have to like address this. If you don't already know, which I don't know how you would already know, but what was this Friday night?
yeah.
Uh at like 8:30 or something?
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Pause.
What?
Before we get too far into this and forget, welcome back
Oh
to Read
yeah.
Between the Blue Lines.
Welcome
I think
back.
I think we're
I
both in a silly goofy mood.
Yeah, we're
The
at the end of the what is it? What's the saying?
end of our ropes.
Yeah, that's it. I was
Yeah.
gonna say road, but I was like, that's not the right word.
It also works.
It is, yeah.
Football conference finals are today. Mackenzie's having a
Yeah.
hard time because the Bills game is
Wait,
today.
but I'm actually like, I have no stake in the game, clearly. But I'm like excited for the Bills game.
Well, the Bills
I don't
Chiefs
really care about.
game is essentially like the Super Bowl. Like
It
whoever
is.
wins that should like statistically win the Super Bowl. Um, I will I will say if the Bills do win, the Rangers loss today is on me because in the final minute of the game where they were tied 4-4, and the Rangers were on a power play and couldn't score. And I looked at my TV screen and I looked up and I said, whatever is up there, the Rangers do not have to win tonight as long as the Bills win.
Okay, valid. We'll
And then the
remember that.
Rangers lost with 15 seconds left.
So, based on like luck is the wrong word, but like you kind of manifested it.
Yeah,
So
so
like,
if the
you know what I
Bills
mean?
win, the Rangers loss was my fault. The
It's
10
like,
game point streak
yeah,
ending is my fault.
like you just like made up a prophecy and they were like, yeah,
Yeah.
I heard it. We're gonna do this. But
Um, yeah, welcome back to Read Between the Blue Lines. We're both in a silly, goofy mood, and a lot has happened in the last 3 days in hockey, and
easy.
yeah, we're gonna chat about it. So, Bree, as our resident Avs fan, go ahead.
Yes. So where I was, okay, Friday night, like I was saying before we got too carried away. Um, the long and short of it is there was a trade. I'm like probably I have to actually ask you if you like remember one as big as this. I haven't really thought about it in that depth yet, but um, the Avalanche traded Mikko Rantanen to the Canes and got back Martin Necas or Marty Necas, however you want to refer to him, and Jack Drury in return. And somehow, for reasons I do not understand, and they got picks. Sorry, Colorado also got picks. But then in comes Chicago, who sent Taylor Hall to Carolina and retained 50% of Rantanen's salary and got their own pick back. So that's
Yeah,
that. Um, we're like 2 days removed, and they've already played a game without him, and I'm still,
two.
yeah, well, yeah, too. But like the first one was like the like not even 24 hours after the trade had happened.
Well, it's hard to like judge how these trades have actually gone because
They're
both
so early.
like all the players basically got to their teams, said hello, and then got on the
Yeah.
ice. Like,
Um, literally, they were just like, okay, I'm flying. See ya. I'll be there. I like, I guess as someone who understands hockey, as a business move, I get it. Like Ranson
no,
wanted,
I
no,
actually
no,
don't get it anymore.
why?
Um, because Rantanen is coming out saying that he was willing to take a cut way
Oh
below
yeah, this
market.
whole thing.
And I'm like, well, what did that mean? Because
Yeah.
why wouldn't the Avs just keep you then? Like,
So initially,
we
the
need
whole
a
thing was
reality show that's more about
no.
like the
Wait, really?
trades.
Initially, it came out that Ranson wanted like his contract's up at the end of the season. initially the thing came out that they traded him away because they were trying to negotiate his new contract and he wanted $14 million. Dollars. For reference, that is what Leon Draisaitl will be getting paid next season, and that is the highest salary in the league come next year. Nathan McKinnon, who's also in the Avs, gets paid 12.6 because it's like one above McDavid, which I think is still funny to this day. Um, but that was the initial react. They're like, we needed something to get for him, trade him away. We couldn't find an agreement. And then like between yesterday and today, what Mackenzie just said came out, and then there was an interview with Nate where he was like, I like it was total shock to him that they left, like he was leaving, and like Nate, Miko was somebody that was going to stay there forever. So now it seems a little fishy.
Well, Jack Drury
But
was saying that he didn't know he got traded. His brother called him and was like, "Hey, dude, I think you just got traded." And he was like, "Huh? What? Huh?"
yeah, so like I don't, and like if that's the case, like that Miko was going to take a pay cut, I also don't understand it from the Avs point of view because then it's like you're literally just trading one of your best players away to be like, have
And
fun.
like, with all due respect to Natchez and Drury, it's not an act.
It's not
It's
a no, it's not like a equal return for what you're
no.
giving up.
And then speaking of equal return, why is Chicago in the middle of this? And what did they get out of it?
Literally, I
Because
think it's so funny that they were just
they're
like, we
retaining
don't
half
want
the
him.
salary,
Yeah, and gave up a player to get a third round pick back.
which was their own pick in the first
Yeah,
place. So now I'm just like horrendously confused about why Chicago was even involved. Also, because if I was Connor Bedard, I would be upset
yeah.
because
I was
what
gonna
do you
say,
mean you're trading away one of the only players who's actually keeping up with him?
and when Chicago got Taylor Hall, they were like, that was their veteran leadership to, I don't want to say guide Connor, but like guide Bedard to be like, here's
No, he
your
definitely is like an
support.
older brother. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then they were like halfway through, there was an interview with Taylor Hall a couple days ago, weeks ago, and he was like, yeah, I know I'm gonna get moved by the trade deadline. And then he was involved in this whole thing. And that was my first thing. I was like, the one person they purposely brought in for Bedard, they just were like, okay, see ya. And then had to,
Hmm.
yeah, and are paying or retaining money for like nothing in return. But if that's how Chicago wants to go about their rebuild, which makes still no sense to me, so be it. I don't know. It's strange. But yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm someone when like a trade happens and it's somebody that like Miko wasn't my like all time favorite, but he's been there for so long that I was like, why would you do this? So it's weird, but adjusting. I'm not initially a fan.
I just I think
But
that Colorado lost that trade
yeah,
in
we
I
shall
just
see.
it makes no sense to me.
No. And also like when you think about playoffs coming, like you have like I
No,
don't know how to explain it.
they ruined their chances in
Yeah,
my
and
opinion.
the fact that you like when you think about the Avs as a team, it's always Nate, Kale, Miko. And then now that like Miko's not like Miko's had like back to back 100-point seasons, 50-goal seasons, like he
Yeah.
drives your offense just as much as Nate and Kale do. And now it's like, okay, well, we don't have him, and what you're bringing in doesn't exactly replace that offense on any level.
No.
So
And
it's concerning, a little concerning.
no, it is. And like, I don't know. It's just, watching Colorado yesterday, I think it was just like a rough game for them in
Yeah,
general. Today, they definitely looked 10 times better. However, I would like to say that I don't think the win would have been so close had they
no,
still
I
had
yeah,
Miko. Because as a Rangers fan, looking at this game like a week ago, I was like, oh, okay, that's gonna be a rough one.
great.
And then we're tied 4-4 at the end of it. And it's just,
It's weird. It's a weird one.
yeah.
And like we're so it's still so early that we're not gonna know the extent of how well each team and those players do until like the end of
No,
the
they need to
season.
have like a practice or something
Yeah, like they
first.
were just thrown into games and they're like, okay, have fun. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the trade deadline or trades happening when it involves teams or players I like.
Yeah,
Um,
which
but
is a
yeah,
valid emotion to
yeah.
feel. And
Um,
if you disagree, argue at the wall. Um,
Goodbye. Just leave respectfully.
okay, but also like the Canes didn't look amazing
No, and like they have like kind of a benefit because they have a like they don't play again until Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday.
So they get a couple days off. So like they get the practice and just to chill because they're not traveling very far. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but
and
they're also
also
not at
like
home.
yeah, so it's not, I don't know. Well, I guess that might be more of a real like test of how well it all works together. But yeah, I'm just yeah.
Interesting
Anyway, so
decisions.
when it happened, everybody was like, "This is the biggest trade that's happened in forever," and I don't think I can. The only one that like comes to mind that somebody also brought up was um Matthew Kachuk when he was
Yeah.
traded to Florida, and I
Yep.
was like, "Yes, but like we kind of knew he wasn't going to stay there at that point, sorta." But in terms of like player, like franchise player, yes. I don't know.
It definitely was an interesting decision. I'm trying to see if there were any other like really big ones.
That's the only one that like comes to my mind that I'm like, because I remember like when that happened, and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Also, that was like legitimately past. That was like in the summer.
Yeah, it was in July
Yeah.
of 2022. This was okay. There was a stat on that MSG put up today, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was or it was today or yesterday. Whatever.
One day, one
Mikko
of the days,
Rantanen, it must have been yesterday because it was the Canes game. Mikko Rantanen is like the only player with the amount of points that he has to have been traded like this late in the season
which is
in like
wild.
such a long time.
Yeah. It's just the whole thing is crazy. And also, as someone who unfortunately spends way too much time with teams in the Metro, I like the Canes have always been a threat because they're like good and like they never really
Uh,
make it far in the playoffs. But now I'm like, oh, I'm a little scared.
listen,
I'm a little scared.
I appreciate Mikko Rantanen as a player. I would like him to not be able to find his
Yeah.
place within Carolina. Um,
Sparrows, please.
yeah, I need him to not. Thank you. But
Yeah,
apparently
that's my
people
only
in the West
concern.
feel the same way.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, for me, one of the last big trades that kind of like shook a little bit was probably McDonough and Miller being traded away from the Rangers
That was such
in
a
2018.
bad trade.
It was a horrendous team
Like
because if you look at it,
so bad.
oh my God, do any of these people even still play?
I think I looked into it not so long ago, and I want to say not in the NHL.
Nemestnikov, Hajek, and
Oh,
Howden.
he might be in Winnipeg. Hold on.
But
Let me.
like you're not looking at like so you traded away Ryan McDonough and JT Miller and you got
Yep.
three no names basically in return
Yeah.
and two picks. But
And like that, oh yeah, okay. That was pretty, yeah, that was a big one.
Shea Weber for PK was
Subban?
yeah, was definitely an interesting one, but I don't feel like it shook up as much. I would say that
No.
like the last trade to like make this much noise, I want to say was Cutter Gauthier and Jamie Drysdale.
Oh, true.
But the last
That
trade I
was like
think to
on a
have
different level. Like it was a different, like he hadn't played in the NHL yet,
no, it just made a lot of like
but it was a big deal.
there was
A
chaos, yeah.
drama.
But like the last one I think that had like an impact, like this one probably will, was the McDonough Miller trade.
Yeah. Yeah. The first one, that's a good one actually. The first one that came to mind was Matthew Tkachuk. But
No,
like
and that definitely is a
same
really big
level.
one, but it also isn't.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like it is, but it isn't.
Speaking of things that
So,
are weird, Luke
Yes.
Hughes took a face off
Oh, my
yesterday.
gosh. All the memes on Twitter were so funny. It was like a little dog like pointing to himself to be
Yeah.
like, "Me? You mean me?" But also
Well,
like Jack didn't take it because his finger is still hurt, whatever,
yeah.
I guess. But like I don't know if they talked about it before. He just like went in and took it and he lost the face off.
Yeah, like really cleanly
It
too.
was
It
the
was a bad
funniest
face
thing
off,
though. It had to have been his first one ever. Actually, I'm gonna look it up
probably.
because there's no way he's taken a face off before.
Well, I mean, he's a defenseman. Why would he
Yeah,
take a face
I
off?
don't know, for funsies. Also, the fact that it was in overtime kills me.
I know if they had lost that game off that draw,
No, he would never hear the end of it. That would be terrible.
it'd
That
be
would be
so
sad for
bad.
him. Be like, "Oh,
Also,
sorry."
I did love though, the MSG announcers being like, it's a really good thing that Cole and Jack do not play on the same team because their stats in the national development team were
Crazy.
unreal.
Yeah, literally crazy. Hold on. I'm trying to find this. It was literally his first ever face-off and his first ever face-off loss. So he has a 0.0% of winning a face-off in his
Oh
career,
God.
but that was his first one ever.
I just
At least they won. But
yeah.
like, I thought it
Oh,
was so funny.
I texted Jenna, who's like our resident Devils fan.
Yeah.
Um, and
Jenna
I was
usually
like, oh
listens
my,
to this. So, hi Jenna, if you're
does she
listening.
listen to this?
Yeah, when we started, she was texting me like play-by-plays of us talking, like of us in
That's
the episode.
that's absurd. Hi,
So,
Jenna.
I don't know if she does still listen, but if she does, maybe I'll just tell her that she got a mention in here. But hi, Jenna.
I
Happy to have you
text
here.
I texted her yesterday and I was like, Jack actually did something in overtime because while I love Jack Hughes and he is an amazing player, he has a really difficult time um
Yeah.
with overtime and with shootouts. You would think that man would be great at shootouts.
The
He's so bad
shootouts
at
are
them.
like really bad.
He's so bad at
And you
them.
wouldn't, again, like you would think the opposite of that, but yeah, like
Yeah.
don't put him there. Spare him. Like,
No, it's so bad.
yeah. But the
Um,
face off was funny. It was one of those like, we'll never probably see that again. Haha.
yeah.
But A for effort, Luke. We appreciate it. Taking one for the team. Like
Yeah.
yeah. Also, that is proof of why defensemen do not take face-offs,
Well, someone was
which
like,
would
is
be
that even
so funny if they did, but also would mess everything up. So maybe not.
well,
But
yeah,
it'd be goofy.
someone was asking if that's even like
Normal.
allowed. Yeah.
I don't think there's a rule against it. It's just that,
Well, I'm sure there isn't because I'm sure they would have gotten
yeah.
penalized.
But like forwards are just better at it, and they like train to win face-offs, whether that be good or bad. But that would be I'd be the funniest like rule ever. It'd be like just one game, only the defenseman can take faceoffs. That puck would never be going anywhere you need it to be.
No.
It would be like I don't even know. That'd be I want to see it. You know, like when the people are like, I want a game of just goalies, which would also be funny. Like just make the D-men take all the faceoffs,
Agreed.
please. I would. That would be so good. It's like all-star worthy. Like the little things they
That
do
would actually be funny
to
if
be
there
their
was
skills.
like a
Face off. Yeah.
defensive
Yeah.
face-off like part of the All-Star.
I would love that. How do I pitch this? Please
Just
listen to me.
call just call Taylor up.
Yeah, literally. I have this
Well, at
great
this point,
idea.
I feel like Connor McDavid runs the All-Star, so maybe just call
True.
McJesus and be like,
I
"Hey, bestie,
forgot.
this is my idea."
You want to like make see some of your friends get a little embarrassed? I have
I
the
think it would
perfect
be funny.
idea. I have the best idea ever. Oh, just put us in
Yeah.
charge.
Yeah.
We would be so good.
We would be amazing at being
Yeah.
oh, apparently Gary Bettman for the first time like made like an allusion to the fact that he would eventually be leaving. He like doesn't ever talk
In
about
like
it.
the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And then
He's
we
like
get like
never
the
mentioned it before and then the other day
no.
he was like, "So, by the way, just be prepared that I will be gone at some point."
The statement was so funny. Like they were like, "We are preparing to find a replacement to do his job as well as he did." And I'm like, "Are you
Um,
aware nobody likes him really?" But
I
okay,
I don't know if I've said this on the pod, But there was a like a conspiracy theory that the NBA commissioner
No.
um referred Gary Bettman to the NHL
No
because he
way.
wanted the NBA to
Like
succeed and he wanted
flourish.
the NHL to not
Stop. Could you imagine
because he
if
felt
that
like
was
they were competing. And I was like,
That's actually that is such a funny like I can't even call it a conspiracy theory. It's like a funny like rumor maybe. Like if that's true, that'd be hilarious.
well, the NHL viewership, I was arguing with someone about this on TikTok the other day. The NHL
Okay.
viewership is down 35% this year.
Wait, this is my the funniest thing you say that. Everybody go back a couple episodes when I was complaining about the Winter Classic because I did. Um, it was the
Yes.
lowest watched Winter Classic ever. Like under 1 million people watched it, and I was like, I wonder why. You put two kind of Chicago's bad. I don't care how you wrap it around, it's bad.
No, you
You
put
can
two
watch,
bad teams in.
yeah, on a day on New
And
Year's
like
Eve when
it's
other
not
things.
even like a rivalry.
No, well, it was like when St. Louis first became a team. Like historically, it's a rivalry, but not a rivalry now.
No, and also it was still 2024. It was New Year's Eve. It was bad
Yes,
timing. It was bad
and
planning. It was
they didn't
also not well
clear
advertised.
that too. And like the Winter Classic when it's on New Year's Day or even January 2nd, which they've done too, there's never any other game that's on that day. So you like if you want to watch hockey, you're forced to watch the Winter Classic. This year it was like a 12 or 13 game day. So you as a fan were probably like, I'm gonna go watch my own team play. I'm not gonna go watch the Winter Classic because they were all on at the
Well,
same time. So
so
like,
my issue here is that they had said that the reason
was
ultimately why
the
it wasn't on New Year's Day is
college
because you
football?
couldn't no,
Oh,
because you couldn't get broadcasting rights in on a Wednesday in Canada is apparently
oh,
like
I didn't think about that.
which I have no
Huh.
idea how valid that is or how true
Wait,
it is,
wait,
but
wait, wait. But they care about that, but they won't put a Canadian team in any of those outdoor games because they don't get the viewership in Canada doesn't count for the US viewership.
no, and
So
now
like
we're
they don't
putting
put
it
Canadian teams and stuff like that, which I also think is stupid.
no, and
I'll
now
stand on that.
we're putting Florida teams, which also
Yeah.
like with
So
all due
disrespect.
respect, Florida Rangers is not a great matchup in my opinion. Like I feel like it should have been like Florida Boston if you were gonna do it at all.
Yeah.
What it should have
Someone
been
also made the
though,
point that like you could have done Panthers Lightning because like they are in the same
they
state,
wouldn't do it.
but it's only one game then.
Yeah, the Lightning
And
wouldn't do it
like
because they wanted their own game.
yeah,
And so
so
if
I
you
get, but also like
but also you're putting so like now you're expecting people to travel to Florida twice within like a 2 month span
hmm
because the Stadium Series game is like early because it has to be early because it's in Florida, so it has to be
yeah.
somewhat cold.
And that's the only one with a roof, which still isn't much of a roof. It's just it
But
like
isn't the whole point of a winter
yes,
classic to be
to be
outside?
outside. Um,
I still maintain
I
that
don't
we
know.
should have it be at Highmark Stadium at some point because, or
Yeah,
like the like oh, that would actually be good when they open up the new stadium for the Bills. It should go
true. They could do it in
there,
there.
do it with the Sabres, and then do
Yeah,
like Sabres Rangers or something,
yeah.
or
Anyway,
like
so
Sabres Canadians would be fun.
I wish they need to just understand that. I know the Canadian viewership doesn't count in the US, but honestly, you have so many rivals that span like Bruins Leafs would be a
Boston,
sick
Boston,
outdoor game.
Toronto, Boston, Montreal.
That would be insane. But they won't do it. So I'm like, but you like I feel like you'd get like your in-person numbers would be insane for games like that because people would want to go and see it. But they're just like, we can't have a Canadian team
Oh
in there. And I'm like, oh,
no,
yes, you
because
can.
also like listen, I'm a Rangers fan. I have no desire to fly to Florida in
No.
January.
Also,
Um,
it's not very and also I can't speak on this. I've never that's a lie. I have been to hockey games in Florida and I've only been to Tampa. But and it's cool and it's sick, but like when I walk out of the airport and it's like 90 degrees and then I have to go into an arena that's already like colder, it doesn't give the same vibe as me being like, do you know what I mean?
yes.
It doesn't resonate the same way. Like it's cool, but I'm like that's wrong. It doesn't feel right to me.
Well, I okay, so
But
Florida Rangers is a weird pick, just in
mm,
and of itself.
They probably did it because of the Eastern Conference Final.
That's great. It's still a weird pick in my
It is a
opinion.
weird pick, but I guarantee you that's what it was.
And then like you have to consider the fact that because you're having the markets so far from each other,
Yep.
like I know that New York and Florida are like kind of close, but also like they're not at the same time.
Yeah.
And
Also, like,
Miami's expensive.
and I had this conversation at work too. Like, fun fact, if you guys don't know this, the Canadians take a like a trip around Christmas. Like, it's like a really long road trip, and they go to Florida, and they have, for some reason, there are a lot of Habs fans in Florida. And it came up at work, and I was like, wouldn't that have been really good if they just had like Montreal's already going there on that trip? You could have just planned the outdoor game as part of that road trip for them, and they get like crazy fans to show up to those games in Florida because like those people live there already. But no,
Hmm.
but no, but no.
So like I just the Florida decision is weird to me. We'll see how it
Also,
goes.
that plays into your point about the viewership being down, because like I don't know if we've talked about before how like nobody likes the Rangers, and I don't know how many people like Florida outside of people in Florida.
No one.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, great. Lightning, I don't think like Bruins, yes, because they're a big one. I feel like that have fans everywhere, but like
Yeah.
Tampa and Florida, I feel like are just like their bases are in Florida, and that's that.
Well, okay, I do understand the decision to put New York in the Florida game because of the fact that half of the people that live in Florida are, in
Are
fact,
from
New
New
York
York.
transplants. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, so those people will go, but nobody from here is gonna
Yeah.
go. You know what I
Listen,
mean?
I need to see ticket prices because this year's Winter Classic was absolutely
Wild.
absurd.
Literally, I want. I don't know if they ever said like final attendance for that. I'll have to look. But like the prices were astronomical for again a very not a good game.
No, and like yeah, like they scored a decent bit, but like and it was like entertaining enough, but it wasn't that entertaining.
No, no, yeah, I don't know, but
And
like
also like I feel like you can get away with charging a little bit more because it was at Wrigley Field and like
yeah,
you have like the iconicness of like getting to see a
it's at
hockey game at
it's
Wrigley.
at Wrigley Field. Yeah,
Neither of the places in Florida are
like
like
historical.
iconic or
Yeah,
historical.
hmm
Yeah, no, it's
it's a very weird. It's a weird one. Like I'll be interested to see how it goes, but it's a weird one.
but that being said, NHL, if you want to bring us there, we would be more than happy to go.
We would
And
also like
I know that I say that I
hockey. Go
what?
ahead. No, what'd you say?
I know that I'm saying right now that I like am probably not going.
That could
I'm
change.
sure I will be there.
We say that now, but yeah,
Like I can almost guarantee that I will in fact be there. I just right now I'm trying to be like, no, no.
no. Yeah, knowing us. Yeah, but
We'll
it's
make
fine.
it there, whether it's an invite or we're paying
Literally.
for it. We'll figure it out.
But
Probably.
yeah, it's one of those things where I was like, okay, sure.
I just definitely won't be going
But
to both of them. And like that's also my issue is
yeah, you can't do both of them in one weekend, which would also make sense.
well they can't,
Or
but
like,
also because like this year it was like so it was December 31st and then it's March 1st.
yeah, and that's like really late for a stadium series. Usually they're in February,
Yes, and
like
last
always.
year it was January 1st and February like 17th and
Yeah,
18th.
18th, yeah.
So the thing with the Seattle Vegas and then the double stadium series in Jersey. One, I think the double stadium series thing was a great idea.
Yeah,
And I understand that this is the only market you can really do it in because you don't have anyone as close. But I think what they should have done was had the Winter Classic somewhere else. And then they should have done a
true.
double Florida stadium series and done
Yeah, that would have made
Panthers one
so
game, Lightning
much
another game.
more sense. It really would have.
Because there was success with the Jersey one. I want to
Yeah.
say there were.
I have the numbers up right now. I'm literally looking. I'm trying to
Oh,
see if anybody else
amazing.
ever played in March. Oh, well, here's okay. So they have official attendance for the Winter Classic.
Okay.
I don't know how many people can sit in Wrigley. But they said it's 40,933 people went.
In comparison to last year's, what was that?
Last year's Winter Classic at T-Mobile Park in Seattle
With
was
two
40.
new teams, by the
Yes,
way.
Seattle was the home team. Vegas was the visiting team. That had 47,313 fans in attendance.
So it's down
Yes,
at
by
a better stadium with more historic teams.
yeah.
So interesting.
Um,
So,
MetLife is
okay.
like, yeah, you can't even really compare them because it's like that's the biggest stadium that exists in the NFL alone. But yeah, between Winter Classics, it's literally 7,000 people less.
But so
So
MetLife, I'm excited to see the numbers for Ohio State this year because
yeah,
Ohio State is massive.
it's so big.
They have such a big stadium. And like I'm sure that like even if people don't like hockey, like Ohio State goes crazy for their sports
Yeah.
teams. And so I'm sure they will
Honestly,
all be
like
there.
I don't know if they've done this. I haven't looked into it, but like I think it'd be so sick, like if the college was like, you get discount tickets to go.
They should. They
Like
absolutely
that would
should.
be not that I'm past my college years, but like that would be so sick if I was in school and I went there and they're like, you get to go for like $10 because you're a student or whatever it is.
Definitely
Also,
not
again,
10, but
that would
yeah.
be no, but you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
a student pricing, but like also that would be smart in the NHL again because even if you don't like hockey and you go, then you're gonna be like, oh my God, that was so fun. Maybe I'm a hockey fan now. See how this works?
Well, also especially
Anyway,
because like Red Wings historic, yes, and the Blue Jackets are having like a relatively good season,
their
but
first ever outdoor game.
you're still not having great teams.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are like in the I think so. Here was my theory because so Columbus is one of we're not counting Utah on this. I'm so sorry to Utah slash
Yes.
the Coyotes. Um, the only two teams who have not played an outdoor game as of right now at the end of January are the Blue Jackets, who are playing obviously in March, and the
Mhm.
Panthers, who now were awarded an outdoor game next February. The only team after they played, the only team that
No,
hasn't
the
played out,
Panthers are in January.
sorry, yeah, January, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm already mixing it up.
Sorry.
Um, no, you're right. So after the Blue Jackets and the Panthers play, the only team that's never played outdoors is Utah, and Arizona never played outdoors either. So in my mind, I was like, I don't know if they're picking those like special like the Stadium Series doesn't. The Panthers are in a Winter Classic though, but it kind of just was like they're kind of like knocking the teams off that like haven't gotten an outdoor game yet to be like, okay,
Yeah.
you got it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then like poor Utah's over there, like didn't get one last time, still hasn't gotten one yet. But
I have a
so
note
that
about Utah after we're done with this conversation.
oh, a note? Is that what you just said?
A note. I have a
A
thought.
note. Okay.
But so I'm excited to see the numbers that OSU pulls in
Yeah,
because like
it should be
MetLife,
crazy.
I want to say both days at MetLife were like 75,000 people.
The Devils game was 70,000 and Rangers fell just below 80 with they were 79,690 people.
Yeah.
So it was like 9,000 more ish than the Devils game, which was at
Which
night and cold.
I understand that like the Devil's Flyers is like a really big
No,
draw.
but I told my mom I was kind of like I went to the Rangers one and I'm like I understand this is my other bone to pick. I understand the Rangers and the Isles are we've talked about this. They're rivals.
No, but the
They're not
Devils
rivals in my
Rangers,
eyes. So I'm like I
no.
get it, but they're not rivals to me now. I would have killed. Like it would have been so good to have an outdoor if that was a Rangers Devils outdoor game.
Yeah.
That would have been insane. And
You
I was
would
like,
have
why would you not market that when you're playing in Jersey?
no, it would
I
have
don't
been
know.
amazing.
It would have been so but then like Flyers Islanders wouldn't have been very good as like a
Well,
matchup.
you could have done
But
Flyers Pittsburgh
true, which they have done before.
because like Flyers
But
are close enough to Jersey where like it would have been
just invite the whole metro and be like, you're gonna play around at like a little tournament.
that would actually
All in this.
that would actually be kind of fun.
Wouldn't it be so sick? Like all of like how many that's 8 teams. No. Yeah, 8 teams. Why am I like Blanking on the number.
Yes, there's
Yeah,
eight
I was
teams
like,
in
is it
each
6 or 8?
division.
Anyway, we were like all 8 Metro teams just hanging out, and then like you had like it's like a little hockey tournament, like
Yeah,
little kids play. That'd be sick.
yeah,
I would be there.
I would. But no, like the Stadium Series was so good.
Yeah, but it's a very
Last
unique
year,
situation that like you can't do that.
no,
The only other place they could maybe do it is,
Florida.
which would still be debatable. No, well, I was thinking like Southern California, like with the Kings and
They
Ducks.
could, yeah.
That would be the only other place because they're
Well,
like
because
so
you
close
have
together.
Kings, Ducks, Sharks, and Knights are all in that area, kind
Yeah,
of.
I mean like Vegas is far, like not even that far away. So like that could be,
They could do
and that
that
would be
too.
your perfect
I'm wondering
matchup.
if
But it's
we
in
can put
California.
can we put hockey in the Sphere? I don't know how like big their floor is, but I'm
That
like,
is
can we?
definitely not big enough.
I don't know. I've never been there.
Also, like you wouldn't know you can't because you can't sit on the other side.
I know.
It's like one dimensional.
I know, but still.
I feel like no, I don't know if I like that. I like I'll watch it on the outside of the sphere,
Also, the
but I don't
Sphere is
think it.
like so steep and tall, you
Yes,
wouldn't
that's
be
what I
able to see the
mean.
puck.
They'd be like this, and like the players would be like little like miniature
Ants,
figures down
yeah.
there. Yeah, I'd be like, who is that?
Well, I will say that
Who?
was my concern with MetLife, and it actually wasn't that bad
No, it wasn't that bad at all. Um, now I miss it.
because I was up in the 300s for the Devils Flyers game because I don't know if I told you this.
I think you did.
Like, I think at like 12 o'clock
Yes, you
on
told me this.
Saturday, I looked at my mom and I was like, I think I want to go to the Stadium Series game. And she
Yep.
was like, You're crazy.
No, this
And
is
I
why
was
we
like, "Oh."
work because I would have been like, yeah, I'm already halfway there. Like,
Well, mind you, I live on Long Island, so getting to Jersey isn't exactly like
yeah.
the quickest thing I say as if I don't go there for
Also, like
work all the time.
you hit the worst part of like I have to drive basically in MetLife almost every day for work, and you hit the worst traffic, like in that
Yes.
stretch. So it's
Yes.
like the worst part of New Jersey to have to drive through when you're coming from Long Island to the city. Um,
Yes, it
but
is.
yes,
And so
it is not
I
fun.
I just for context, I said that I was gonna think about going. And then I saw that tickets were like $80. And I want to say that it was like 3 o'clock.
So, I'll be there.
No, still didn't decide yet. I don't remember what I was doing that day that I was like putting it off. Around 4 p.m., I got in my car, I got gas, and I started driving. I didn't buy a ticket until I like stopped at a rest stop
Okay, valid.
like 30
That's
minutes
so
before I got to
valid.
MetLife.
I love it.
And
Oh
then I
my
basically
God.
like ran in and I was like, I'm here. The Jonas
But
Brothers
you made
concert
it.
is
I see
over.
that's all that counts.
But I saw the game.
Yeah.
And I stayed for the whole thing. And then I drove my little butt home
And said I'll be back tomorrow.
and picked my
Even
dad up and we
earlier.
went back the next day. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was my whether the NHL fixes that post Bettman, whenever that may be. Um, I would love just some better outdoor games, please.
Well, I
Also,
think
like the poor, I don't even like. I'm sure they come here for games like that. Like if you live in Canada, but like they only get the Heritage Classic every once in a while. She don't even do every year. Like let them just give them let them have a game,
I just don't understand
please.
why we don't do like a Toronto Boston or a Boston
I don't know.
Montreal.
They always say it's because of the ratings, and I'm like, I get it, but also you want fans.
No,
How else
but
are you gonna get them?
there's no way that a Boston Toronto Winter Classic would pull less than this year's.
No, no, it wouldn't. But like when you have a Canadian, so it's like this is like
No, even American. You would
no, no,
probably
no.
have
I mean, the
more
American side,
American
yeah.
fans watching.
It's just like they're like now we lose half of it, and I'm like, but it would be really good. Just like, come on, please. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I also like, yeah, I feel like more like Canadian face-offs outside would be fun.
Yeah. Also, it's literally in can like, why would you not do that? There are stadiums there that are open.
You know what I would love to see?
Mhm. What?
Um, like a true ODR match.
Ooh,
Like give me like a frozen lake and then just like line up the boards or something.
yeah. The only one that like kind of did like that was Lake Tahoe, which was not on the lake and it was too warm. So
Yeah.
that was a
No,
experiment.
you'd have to do it up in like Canada.
True. I mean, you could probably like Michigan would be that'd be
That
sick
too.
actually. But like, yeah, it's
It would
so
be
cold.
pretty.
You got to do it somewhere where it's really cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, just some
So
thoughts. I feel like the marketing this
take
year
our
has
advice.
gotten
Take our
better.
advice, please. Yeah, definitely. It hasn't been great, but it's like a little better than it was last year.
Well, there's two things. The NHL TikTok is phenomenal.
Yes,
Um,
we love it.
we love the TikTok admin, and I just want to give her her flowers all of the time because she's so good at her job.
Slay, she is.
And it is just, it's funny, it's informative, it's a great place to be if you like hockey and you enjoy
Yes.
the TikTok app.
Also, this is like my point in, and like I feel like you get this because it makes sense as like some us who are like we're young enough and we're both women, but like the NHL doesn't exactly unless you're like in like they don't market or like the TikTok is fun because it's like up our alley. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And I'm like, if you did more of that, you'd have so many more people who are like, wait a second.
Well, that's the other thing that they've done well this year is the two commercials that they've, or there's
Oh
three, but
yeah,
primarily the Gen Z and the tipping commercial are both
so
phenomenal.
good.
The one where the mom is ignoring her family because she's watching the
Quinn
Quinn
Hughes.
Hughes goal is also
Relatable though.
amazing.
So relatable. Also,
But no,
the
like,
funniest thing about that kid, the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. The second time, I didn't realize the kid was like shaving his dad's head or whatever,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh, okay. But yes, still the Gen Z one is like the first time I saw that, I was like, I watched it on loop for like 10 times. I was like, this is so good. It does not get old.
No, the Gen Z one was amazing.
Unmatched.
But no, I like marketing definitely has gotten better, but I don't know that like
It's improved.
it obviously hasn't improved viewership and I don't
Yeah,
entirely understand why.
true.
But I also like don't know what hockey is doing wrong because I find hockey so much I'm aware that I grew up on it. And obviously I like hockey. We
No,
have a
I.
podcast on it. But like and I like women's basketball. I like college basketball and I think that like
Mhm.
NBA playoffs can be entertaining, but I would say that regular season NBA games bore me to death.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know, like, so I'm like, I don't want to. I haven't been a lifelong hockey fan. I like picked it up on my own. Um, but the funniest moment, like, I have a lot of friends who I'm like, a lot of my college friends are not sports related people at all,
okay.
and um, I don't know if she'll listen to this. My one best friend, Lindsay from college, I was coming home. Fun fact from the conference in Boston that we kind of sort of met at. And I stopped at a rest stop and I don't know if I've said this on the pod, but I used to work slash intern with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, which is the AHL affiliate of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I think you've
Um,
mentioned it, but
I
it
don't
was
know
definitely
if I
like a
haven't.
glossed over concept.
I was there. Um, but they play games all the time, like they're still there. So my friends who live at college go to games all the time, and they have no idea what's going on. So Lindsay texted me when I was coming home, and she was like, "I understand why you like hockey so much. Like this is so exciting. They're like always moving around. It's so entertaining." And then what really got me is she asked me if the fights were scripted, like WWE. She's like, "Do they like tell them to fight?" I'm like, "No, they just do it." It's like they don't tell them to fight. And like that was not even on an NHL, so I told her I was like, "Well, you have to go to an NHL game because like it's that times 10." But I feel like once you're exposed to it, you get why it's so fun and exciting. But if you're not seeing it, I guess is maybe why the disconnect is like, okay, I'm aware of it, but I also have to like purposely see it to get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I went or I get it now." And I'm like, "Great. I'm glad." But like it took you long enough in a way.
I just like I
I don't
don't
know.
understand how the NBA has a higher viewership rating if only because like I really don't get it.
Me either. I full disclosure, I do not watch the NBA.
And I
I
understand. No, I don't either.
I know all of I couldn't even tell you. I know like the very, very basic things, if that. But
It
I don't
just
know.
I just don't understand what like the NHL is doing wrong. And then people want to criticize the P-Dub, and I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, the NHL doesn't even pull in numbers. Why do you think
Ooh.
that the PWHL is going to pull in like the numbers that the W is pulling? Like it's not going to do the same numbers.
Also, again, they're only in their second season. Please leave them alone.
No, that
Give
too.
them some time. I guarantee you, I wasn't alive when the NHL was only 2 years old, but I guarantee you it wasn't as popular as it is now.
No, it
So
definitely wasn't.
please, I
It
beg
just
you. Like it's just, ugh.
some business
Anyway,
decisions I think need to be made within the NHL, and like
yeah.
I don't know what the answer is though, because
Wait, so this is okay. So interesting point. I full disclosure, I also have not watched this. I want to like fully like take it in, and I have to like sit down and watch all of it at once.
uh-huh.
The Amazon show.
Yeah, I've watched half of it.
Yeah. See, I want to like fully be like, I need to watch all of it at one time because
I
I'm
was
insane.
planning to, and then I
So,
got
but like
busy.
the whole point behind that, like it's the same guy, I'm 95% sure, who created Drive to Survive, which if you don't know what that is, it is a Netflix I don't want to say docu-series, right? All about
Yeah.
F1. And it pretty much, not that F1 wasn't popular before it was a thing, but like it garnered so like
No, it
someone who's an F1
F1
fan, it like
specifically in America, I think F1 like took
yes.
off
And
with
like
Drive to Survive.
it gained so many, like a lot of people I know that are F1 fans, they're like, "Oh, did you become a fan because of Drive to Survive?" Or I became a fan because of that. I did not, ironically. I still have to watch
I
so
didn't
much of
either, and I haven't watched it.
it. I watched all of like a season and a half, so I'm very, very behind.
I think I got
Um,
5 minutes into the first episode and decided I was bored, and then I
what?
gave up.
No, I
Yeah.
love the drama of it. Sometimes though,
No,
like
the first episode of season one is a little like
okay, yes,
dry.
but after you get through that,
Yeah.
anyway, my point is that this show like literally created like F1 became F1 in America because so many people watch the show and that was like it. And so I'm kind of surprised that like the whole and maybe because it's not on Netflix, it's on Amazon, whatever the difference is. Um, I don't think the NHL show has gotten the same reception as that.
It's also because it's not as dramatic.
No, it's also like
And
here's a player and this is what he does. This is his life. And I'm like, okay, cool.
I obviously
But
haven't gotten to the Stanley Cup episodes yet, but it,
the only thing I saw when it first came out was a clip of McDavid yelling like
yeah,
everywhere. But I haven't watched it. Well, maybe when I watch it, we have to do like we
we
could do
can
a
do
whole
an
review.
episode. Yeah.
I need to just like sit and be like, I need to understand. I need to watch all of it. But I feel like
You should come over and you can meet the puppies and then we can do like a movie day.
episode by breakdown. Yeah, breakdown
Yeah,
by episode. Um, and like they're bringing it back next season. I just feel
they
like it's
are.
one of those things where they're like, oh, this is gonna be really great. It like did really well for another sport, but like I feel like it's not having the same effect, and that's kind of disappointing because like it is very different in sport, but the idea is still there. I don't
No, but
know.
I think it needs to like I do think it needs to be more like we've
Dramatic.
we've talked about this.
The
NHL
personality?
players get
Yeah.
media trained until they are bland pieces of paper and you just
Literally.
whereas like yes, the F1 drivers are media trained. However, those
Yeah,
boys
but
are
only to a certain
still
extent.
they're so sassy.
Yeah.
And especially like the fight with like I'm so excited for this season of Drive to Survive because the drama within
I know. I
F1
don't know how
this
they're
year
gonna
was
fit it into like they better make it more than 7 episodes because
I don't know how they're
there's
doing
no
it.
way they're get like you need one a race. There's no way.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, so
And
I don't
that's like it the NHL could do it and they could do it well, but I also feel like this like it's also it is hard to know like okay, with
we're on a rant
F1,
now.
no, but with F1, every single team is in the same place at the same time for every single race.
Yeah,
It is a lot easier to film all of the people
all at
all of the
once.
time and then get the
Yeah.
right storylines for the Netflix show.
Also, like they have a lot like there's only 10 teams as of right now. Only two drivers on a
Mm-hmm.
team.
Mm-hmm.
Only 20 something races a season, so it's not 32 teams, 82 games for all of those teams. They'll have
plus
24 players on the
playoffs.
roster, whatever. Yeah, plus playoffs. So it is kind of asking a lot, but like I don't know, me as a hockey nerd, I would eat that up. Like I think that's like I think I'm gonna love it when I get to watch it.
But even if they did it just for like the playoffs, which like is kind of essentially what they did this
Yeah,
year, for me, I'm like, if we did it just playoffs and then you followed every single team, like the whole thing,
that would be crazy.
and then come out, like, okay, not to bring up the Rangers drama again,
It fits here though.
that being
It
on
fits here.
camera,
That's what I mean. Like, okay, so
that having been filmed by Netflix or something, and then being like, I
that's
understand that like the Rangers would never let that get put on blast.
but that's what I'm saying. Like in I don't know. I like there's so much that we find out through Drive to Survive that is known in F1, but maybe isn't as known. And like there's so many times in hockey where I'm like, I wish I knew what was going on, like behind closed doors or like with the GM or with like teammates or whatever. And that would
Yeah,
I
like
know it's not good. It
give
might
me
not
the
be a
secret
good look.
cameras
Yeah.
behind
Like it
the
might
trade that happened on Friday.
yes, like it might not be a good look for the league. Maybe that's why they won't do it, but like you would get so many people, like so many eyes would see that and be like, "Oh my God, I need to know more." Or I need like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I just there's yeah, it
Now
would
I'm
be
gonna
hard.
it would be
But no,
hard,
like
but
the show is definitely interesting, I think, if you really love hockey, but I think that the problem is if you're it doesn't do
for a
anything to get
casual
you into
fan,
the sport
yeah,
of hockey.
like Drive to Survive does, which I think is why it's also again we've like this your big point. Yeah, it's like they in Drive to Survive they get to focus on every single driver because there aren't as many to focus on. So it's
No, but
easy
it's
for you
just
to like
easier to film
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
and
No,
then
no. But
pick.
I'm saying like it's easier for you to be like if you're a new fan and you watch it, you're like, "Oh, I really like this guy for whatever reason."
Yeah.
And then you become a fan of that driver and that team, but you can't do that for everyone in hockey, which also yeah,
Well, I think
I don't
also
know.
with like the major sports like football, baseball, basketball, and hockey, at least with some of the teams, there's more of a push to, you root for the emblem on the front, not the name
Yeah.
on the back. And like, yes, I understand because like yeah, there are teams that I like in F1 that I like just because I like the brand of the team,
Like the way yeah, yeah. Like who they are.
but I am primarily a driver person. And because there's only two drivers, it's really easy to be like
It's easy.
I like Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, and so I'm going to be a Ferrari fan. And now it's like, okay, well, I still like Charles Leclerc, and I like Lewis Hamilton for the most part. I think that he's a very talented driver, and I like what he stands for. And I'm so excited to see what he does with the Met Gala this year.
Yeah. Oh my
Um,
God, true.
and so I'm like, all right, I
Forgot.
will still root for Ferrari. And like, I love Oscar Piastri, and I have a love-hate
Oscar.
relationship with Lando Norris, and so like, I like McLaren. Um, I
Said
hate
lightly.
Sergio Perez, so I don't want to root for Red
Yeah.
Bull.
So that's like one of those things, but it's like yeah, it is so much easier to differentiate in that sport because like
It also
you
is a
meant
more individual sport. Like
yeah,
even though it's a
like
team sport, you have one person winning the
yeah,
championship. Whereas if you just like if you I'm trying to think of someone.
in hockey.
Like if you only like Quinn Hughes, which I mean he is the entire Vancouver Canucks at this
He
point.
is what was that tweet? Oh, I can forget how they said it. It was like Vancouver, but it
Oh,
was like
the
with Quinn's
Vancouver
name.
Canucks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
is still iconic, but
But
literally true.
like okay, let me let me say this. No, I'm not
Listening.
gonna say that. Actually, that might get me in trouble. I'm gonna say this
Okay.
version. If you really like David Pastrnak, right?
Yeah.
You might root for the Bruins, but if you really hate Brad Marchand, you don't want the Bruins to win.
Yeah. That's a good one. It's a
So
good way
like
of putting it.
it's harder to root for one person on a team and then hate
Yeah.
the other person or like yeah.
The whole team. Or yeah, I know what you mean.
Like you really
Because
do
I
kind of
think
have to go for logos as opposed to
yeah, I was
people.
gonna say I think like as somebody who I feel like I've said this before, I I joke that it's like a list because I have so many favorite players that it never ends. Um, but I think it's kind of hard in hockey because like when you get it like when you're a fan of a team, like when someone asks you who you're a fan of, you automatically go, "Oh, I'm an Avs fan or I'm a Rangers fan, whatever."
Yeah.
Because it's so team based. opposed to being like, yeah, I have a favorite player, but like I'm somebody that like if my favorite player gets traded, I'm going to follow said favorite player, and not everybody does that because
Yeah.
they care about their team. So that's also a difference because most people care about the overall performance of their team opposed to a player. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a part of it.
Yeah, I something needs to give with the NHL marketing and how they are. Also because I
Approaching it.
the NHL TikTok is doing such a great job. However, I don't know how good of a job it is doing to actually get people to watch the game as opposed to just
Yeah.
like following this funny TikTok.
And that's like hard too because like if you're creating content for like people to get in the engagement and like traction, but like the what it like at what rate are those people actually going to be like, "Oh, I saw this fun TikTok about this team or this player. I'm gonna go watch the next time they play."
Well, yeah, not to
You
get
know what I
too
mean?
like into the weeds like the business of running a podcast and whatever, but
Into the
like
thick of it.
we have X amount of followers on like
Yeah.
Instagram and Threads. Those followers don't necessarily go over to TikTok. The TikTok followers don't necessarily go over to Instagram. And then
Yep.
the amount of people who actually then go from our social media and then come listen to the podcast is very small.
Yeah. And that's just yeah.
And so I think when like we've talked about like the Devils have a great social media presence and I think that
Yeah.
a team having a specific social media presence really helps bring people to watch the team. But again, like how much? And it is a difficult,
It's a very fine line to
yeah.
kind of like figure out. Also, like we had this conversation about the Sharks where um like they
Smith and
are still
Celebrini.
bad, yeah, but
Yeah.
like because like you got two fun besties who are like having just the greatest time ever and everybody loves that. And now like the amount of
Yeah.
people I know that are like, I'm a Sharks fan because they're fun to watch. And I'm like, valid, but like
Yeah.
not every team. There are some, no offense to those teams. The Islanders are one of them. There are some very, very boring teams
That also
that,
have boring social media
yeah,
presences. Yeah.
that and like, yeah, so you don't get to know, like, you don't get to see the fun side of it. And that's like where you're garnering, like, if you have two little besties who are having so much fun, even though their team isn't great, and you want to watch them for that, great. But
Um,
also,
yeah.
if you're not showing people that, then you're not going to get new fans at the same time.
Speaking of the Sharks, I and the Islanders, I actually did get to watch that game the
Let's
other night and I
play.
got to see Celebrini play in person and God, that kid is good.
Yeah, I totally believe it.
Like I've always said this, like I knew how good of a skater Jack Hughes was. Seeing him in person the first time though is different.
I
Like,
still get that. I think I say the same thing when I see Quinn too. I'm like, just like watching them skate. I'm like, and it's just like I know it's like normal for them. It's like good, but for
yeah.
me, I'm just like amazed every single time. I'm like, oh my God, what the heck?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Celebrini.
Real quick on Utah,
Oh yeah, the
the fact
Yetis.
that yeah, the fact that it got denied because of confusion.
Okay,
Meanwhile, there's Stanley Cup and Stanley Cup is so funny to me.
I need to know, and I made this point because someone else brought it up at work. I'm like, first off, they're not calling them like the cup is a Yeti, like a single Yeti. They're
Yes.
trying to name the team Yetis, plural. So like
I
it's
really
not
don't
if they
know.
were saying Utah Yeti, I get it because it's only like a singular, but they're saying
I
Yetis.
still don't get
Nobody
it though
says, "Let me go
because
get my Yetis." No.
no, but I still don't get it because you're
Yeah, the Stanley Cup. When you Google Stanley Cup, you don't get the Stanley Cup. You get
no, but
the
even
Target
like
Stanley Cup.
when you're looking at like trademark usage and application, you're looking at for different purposes and I don't understand how a hockey team and a
A
kitchen
drinkware
appliances
company or
brand,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't
It
know.
just my like like legal brain can't figure out why it was denied like for like an actual reason and I just it's very weird. I hope that
I
their
think
lawyers like fight it.
yeah, I saw something today where it said their first attempt, so I imagine they're going to be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, no."
Well, also
I
trademark
just think it's
attempts for
kind of funny.
anyone who's wondering, Taylor Swift has filed her last usage for debut
I
and
know.
reputation, like Taylor's version. So she has like 6 months to
Six
use both of
months.
them. Yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with that, but another time. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, but I know. And I still don't know how I feel about them being called the Yetis, if that's what it is.
The Storm and
But
Mormons, man.
stop, please. You know what? That's like I feel like the NHL would be like absolutely no way, but it'd be so funny. Come on.
It would be
Like
funny.
it's too good. I forget the other ones they had on there. There was a snake one, I think, and like Blizzard or something like that. I forget. I wasn't impressed by all of them, but I also like when the Kraken were being named, I was like, okay, there's two good names here. And the Kraken was one of them. I was like,
Yeah.
please pick the best one possible, and that is that. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like Yetis is the only one that kind of like,
Makes sense.
yeah,
Or fits. It just sounds like I don't know. To me it sounds like kitty. Like
it does.
you're playing the Utah
It's
Yetis. Like it's like a
it's
Pee-wee squad coming
it
out.
sounds like a minor team, yeah.
Yes. It's like I guess everybody's like, but Yetis can be intimidating. And I'm like, I understand that. But when you say it, I don't get the intimidating vibe. I'm
No.
thinking like children. Like the little
Well,
kids are
also
gonna come out
because
at
like the Utah
intermission.
Yetis, I feel like would have a similar mascot. I feel like they would have a similar mascot to Bowie. And like,
True. Well, so this came up. This is like a funny like thing I found out when I like first became an Avs fan. They used to, I don't even know if you would know. They on their shoulder, whatever they call those like uh patches they put on their like jersey shoulders for a while. It used to be like a foot, which I was like, that's terrible. But their mascot used to be a Yeti or like an abominable snowman
yeah.
guy. He was beyond terrifying when I saw a picture of it. It was horrific.
No, yeah, I agree.
So they
I've
got
seen
rid
him
of
before.
it.
He's terrifying.
Yeah, now it's Bernie, the Bernese Mountain Dog,
Yeah.
Slay Bernie. But I was like, it'd be funny if they end up being the Yetis and then they're like, here's our terrifying Yeti mascot again
Yeah.
that's making a comeback. I was like, I saw a picture of that and I was like, I understand why they decided to get rid of it.
Well, I feel like Blizzard and Avalanche are like
They're
too
too similar.
similar and like the teams are too close in my
Yeah.
opinion for that to be like a good idea.
Yeah, I just don't know what else you like. There aren't as many things as you would think to name it after.
No, I
But
like I really don't know.
well, we'll keep tabs on it. We should have put that on our bingo if they were gonna be named the Yetis or not.
We should
We had
have.
no idea it was gonna be this difficult. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll
Give us the
see.
behind the scenes of the team being named the Yetis.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. I love you and I love this podcast, but however, I need to go watch the Bills game and
yes, I
hopefully
am
not cry.
fully in darkness now. You guys can't see me, but it's literally just like my face illuminated by the laptop screen. Like I'm like I don't even know. Anyway, I guess we're gonna go watch some football, which is like out of character for us. But
It's not out of character for me at all, but
no,
okay.
I have not watched any football this year. It's actually so bad because I've worked like every Sunday ever, and the Giants were bad, so they made me not want to watch football because they made me
Just become a
suffer.
Bills fan. We're better
True,
and
my
more
neighbors are
entertaining.
actually Bills fans. They're like dedicated Bill, like they have like the little like parking for Bills fans only. Like they have a flag, everything. Like they're into it.
I love it.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll just
Well,
join the ranks.
y'all should go follow us on social media. The link will be in the show notes and
Yes, we're having
give us
so much fun over there.
yeah, give us a follow on like wherever you're listening to this as well. And if you leave a rating, I'll love you forever.
We will. We'll
And
send
we'll
like
see
kisses
you,
through the microphone.
yeah, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.